you need to start out with some foundational knowledge. This is the class you do it in, called Engine. The first class you're going to be in. You're going to disassemble, inspect, and reassemble some engines, understanding the component functions. Let me introduce you to the expert, Joe Sump. Joe, show us a few things you have going on in the engine class.
We're going to learn how an engine operates, and then we're going to begin disassembly of it. We're going to measure and determine if there's problems with the component parts. Then obviously we're going to reassemble. But let me show you some of the things the students are working on right now. Here a student is learning how a transmission works, which is totally different than what you'll find in cars and trucks. These students are finding top dead center compression so they can begin disassembly of the engine.
Well, thank you, Joe. It looks like everybody's having a whole lot of fun. I really appreciate it. We're off to suspension.
Thank you.
I wanted to show you a little bit about our suspension core program. It's 3 weeks long, part of that foundational training. Here we are. I want to introduce you to Brian. Brian's going to tell you a little bit about the program and what we do here.
Yeah, basically is what we get into. We get into tire changing, safety inspections. We'll get into some brake service, brake pads, brake shoes. We'll move into suspension, various types of front ends, forks, shocks, and all the stuff you'll be expected to do as an entry-level technician. What we're doing here is a swing arm removal and reinstallation. They removed and inspected and reinstalled some bearings, and they're just putting the swing arm back on the bike.
Great, Brian. I appreciate you showing us around. Thank you for your time. Thank you, sir. We're going off to electrical land. Well, here we are in electrical. Electrical is part of the core program, 3 weeks long, learning the fundamentals of electrical. It's a very, very cool class. They're going to actually work with a lot of different meters and what have you. But let's talk to the expert in here. Hey, Ernie, can I bother you for a minute?
Hey, Barry, how you doing?
Good. Could you tell us a little bit what you're doing in here?
We'll learn how to locate, identify, and test certain components on the vehicles. Right now, we're just building a bench starter board, and I have another task going on over here on this vehicle.
Hi, Dennis. How you doing today?
Good, Ernie. How are you?
Yeah, what are you doing today?
Well, I'm going to start off with the continuity test. We're going to start off here at the front brake lever. We're going to move on back to the rear tail light.
Great, great. Show us a little test.
Yeah, we're going to come up here. We're going to start right at the brake. Grab that and pull it in for me. Looks like we got continuity here.
Good.
From here, we're going to go ahead and tackle the wiring harness and go ahead and move on back to the bike.
All right, man. Keep going. Thank you very much. Well, here we are in the fuel section, part of the core program. Let's go over to the carburetor station here and kind of check it out. How you doing, Jason? You got a few minutes? I see that you're busy here. I know this is fuel section, 3 weeks long, part of the foundational program. Explain what we got going on in here.
Well, we have mechanical and CV carbs that we go through. We do valve adjustments on screw and lock nut and also shim and bucket. We use our measuring tools to find out what the correct shim size is to get the valves correct. We also get into syncing banks of carburetors and the components of fuel.